Hello and welcome back to episode 33 of Unknown to World Known. We're back following the transfer window and we're back for the first game of the season where we'll be playing Morecambe. Since you were last with us, we've done our entire transfer window and we'll run through the transfers that we've bought in. We have signed, that was in January, so we've brought in Conor McAvoy, a right back or a centre back. He can play either one. With a bit of potential, 3-star at the moment. We also have Elias Campbell coming in from Everton on a free transfer. He can play left back, centre back, or central midfield, which he's can fill in for. He's in a free, similar kind of player to Dean Smith with lots of potential there. We also have Matthew Anderson coming in from Ross County on a loan to fill in at left back. He looked a lot better before signing him, but it's one of them. Next up, we've got Alex Lowry coming in central midfield. He's on a free transfer from Rangers, box-to-box midfielder, or central midfielder, or Carrero. Quite a very good player there, with lots of passing, lots of stamina. So I think he's going to come in, be a box-to-box for us most of the time. Then we have Colin Walker, a centre back who can also fill in at defensive midfield if needed. 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. In on a free from Manchester United. Quite a good looking player already, so I think he'll be very good as we make our way through the season. If we can get him lots of game time, he'll develop really well. Joe Lau coming in from Bristol City, sorry. Centre back once again. He's again quite good in the key attributes as a centre back. I think he's probably going to be someone who we have on the bench for rotation games like the EFL Trophy, and possibly to come on and play against. Probably come on at the end of games where we need to put 5 at the back just to see the game out. And finally, we have Tyrese Forner coming in from Crewe, a holding midfielder who can also play centre mid and attacking midfield, which he won't be doing because we have better options and we don't really use one anyway. But he's going to come in and be a rotation option for Lindo, who we've got on loan for another year, and hopefully he can just bolster our squad a bit, because I think we had a good first 11 last year. When we really struggled was when we had to rotate. So he's quite a few of the players you've seen so far there to bolster that, and hopefully with another year of experience, our attacking players can be a bit better this year. Okay, so with all that in mind, we are going to get straight into the Morecambe game for the first game of the season, in which we are going with a lineup of Ruddy in goal, a back four of Smith, McAvoy, Soska, and Norris. Lindo is the holding midfielder with Lowry and Phillips in front of him, and then Scully and Whitaker on either wing, with Stewart as the lone striker. So let's get straight into the game, and hopefully we can start our year off with a good result against Morecambe. I don't remember how we got on with them last year at all, to be honest, but hopefully we can start this year off better than we did last year, because I know we lost the first 2 games of last season. What I do know, we are actually favourites for the title this year, so we've got a lot to live up to. We did nearly have a board takeover in the summer as well, but in the end the takeover collapsed after about 2 weeks of a transfer embargo. I was getting a little bit worried that it was going to really affect my transfer window, but that wasn't to be, as Lindo has the ball deep here, exchanges it with Lowry, who finds Scully, ball over towards Whitaker, who bounces it just over the bar. I will say, Whitaker, I think, kind of suffered last year just because Ruffin was here. Ruffin is technically still here, but he's refusing to sign a contract. So I'm on the verge of just getting rid of him, because we can't actually use him at the moment because he's out of contract. We're paying him like week to week. I was hoping he'd come round, but he hasn't. So I think this year, Phillips with the free kick, McAvoy puts us 1-0 up in just at the end of the first half in our first game of the season. Phillips with the free kick to the far post. Sundergaard probably should have done better with it. But there you are. As I was saying, Whittaker, I think, probably suffered a little bit last year because Norris had to play further forward because we had Ruffin behind him. This year, I think Norris is going to be our primary left back, so Whittaker probably going to get more game time. Hopefully, he can use that to develop himself a lot more because I think there is definitely a really good player in there. And hopefully we will see that coming out this year. We're going to make a change here. We are going to bring Whittaker off, funnily enough, after all that talk, because he's not having a great game today. We're going to send Wilson on the right-hand side. Scully can come across to the left-hand side. And I think also we're going to bring Forner on in that gap behind the midfield, replacing Lindo. As Forner, then first thing we see is him making a tackle on Longstaff, exchanging the ball with Wilson, and now the ball's back to Wilson on the left-hand side, who I'm on the right-hand side, hoping he's over his injury troubles from last year now and can really kick on this year. As the ball in behind for Stewart, what a fantastic goal. The ball over the top, I believe it was from Smith, and a fantastic finish from Stewart, burying that into the far corner. It was from Smith. Just the ball in behind the right centre back, their left centre back, I suppose, and in off the corner of the bar and post where they meet. Fantastic finish from Stewart to put us 2-0 up, and hopefully this is a sign of things to come this year. We are now going to make our final change. We're going to send Brahima Fati on at right back. He's actually come through our youth academy, and he's got really lots of potential. There was quite a few bids for him to go out on loan, but I think I'm actually going to keep him as a rotation option with Smith, because I think Smith is going to be a right back for us for at least this year, and possibly we look into turn him into a centre back next year. So fantastic 2-0 win to start us off for this season. We're just going to tell them good win, good start to the season for us. Considering last year we started with the 2 losses, it puts us in 6th place so far. Obviously, extremely early in the season, not anything to really read into that. But nevertheless, that's how you want to start a season. And I think what we'll do, we might just call this a short episode and come back for the Carabao Cup game that we've got coming up against Carlisle. We've drawn in that. Let's have a quick look. So yeah, I think we did. No, we didn't play Forest Green in the last episode, actually. They were competing with us. So I think we'll do that. We'll play Scunthorpe off camera. Scunthorpe are our rivals. We'll do Scunthorpe now. Okay, so for the surprise game against Scunthorpe, we're going to go with an unchanged 11. So once again, Ruddy, Smith, McAvoy, Soska, Norris, Lindo, Lowry, Phillips, Scully, Whittaker, and Stewart. I feel like they got the job done in the first game. We're very early in the season. We might as well let them have another go at it. We did also manage to get Manchester United as an affiliate club. So we can look at trying to loan a few of their players throughout the season. We've got a team report coming in on their under-18s in the next few days. So hopefully in that we'll manage to get a couple of players on loan. Possibly a left winger to rotate with Whittaker. That's probably the main thing we need. Possibly a right back, but we'll see what they've got and see if we can get any of them on loan. As the first highlight going to Scunthorpe, throw in Hallam here with a bit of space, trying to create a chance for a cross. Thomas drills it across the box, but nobody's there. Butchroyd at the far post sends it back in, and they hit the bar through the striker. Sterry collects it, but it's the end of the highlight there. They've now got a corner. Butchroyd whipping the ball in. Ruddy with a fantastic save, and then Gilead somehow missing that second chance. Gilead, who has caused us a lot of problems throughout this whole save, to be honest. I think he's scored in quite possibly every game I've played against Scunthorpe. We're going to fire them up and go to balanced because it's against our rivals. We'd like to try and get a win here as we get the corner for Phillips to take. Whips in toward the post, it's headed straight back to Phillips, who whips it back in, and it's headed away. McAvoy and Lowry now collecting the ball. It's back to Smith, who looks for Stewart, who does put it in the back of the net, but I mean, I saw it was offside straight away, so there was no point in getting excited about it. I think it was quite a way offside as well. Yeah, well offside. Very nice finish, I will say, but no point in finishing like that if you're offside, is there? We're going to make a change here. I think we're going to bring Lowry off for Bobby Carroll, who had a very good end to last season, I would say. I think he did make a mistake in one of the semi-finals, but other than that, he was quite good. And we're going to make another change now. We're going to send Fatty on again at right back because Smith isn't having a great game. I think the other change we'll make, we're going to just send Wilson on that right hand side. That's going to be quite a regular change. It's just that between those front three, Scully, Whitaker, and Wilson can all interchange a little bit throughout the year. Looks like it's going to be a 0-0 with not a lot happening. And that's exactly what it is. That might be one of the shortest games I've ever recorded. And unfortunately for you, I decided to put it in an episode because it was dreadful. We won't bother with that next time. We'll skip it out. Wish I hadn't told you I was coming back for a second match because that wasn't very fun for me. Nothing happened. I'm sure it wasn't very fun to watch either. Nevertheless, what we will do now is we're going to come back in the very next game. We're going to play Carlisle and Forest Green for the EFL first round, and then Forest Green just because it's the second game. And then we'll see what draw we get in the EFL Cup and see if we can follow a bit of the run there. We'll be back in the next episode for the game against Carlisle and Forest Green. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like down below. Comment who you think is going to be a standout of our transfers. Are we going to get promotion this year? And do subscribe as well if you have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.